Hello and welcome to Engineering World. So in this video we are going to discuss about Amazon S3 in cloud computing. But before watching my video, if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends, as many of you watching my video without subscribing. So firstly do subscribe to my channel and share with your friends and then watch it. Now let's go into the video. Amazon S3 in cloud computing. What exactly it means? In the previous video we discussed about Amazon Web Services, AWS. But in this video, we are going to know about the S3, Amazon S3. It is also one type of service in the cloud computing. So let's go into the deep. Firstly, Amazon S3. Amazon S3. S3 stands for what here? Simple Storage Service. It means it provides a storage in a simple way. So that is S3. S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. And in this, the first service provided by the AWS. So Amazon S3 is a first service that is provided by the AWS. And it is easy to use with simple web services. It means we can easily use this like we are having a web services also. And S3 is a object based storage. It means it offers scalability and also security and also performance. So that is nothing but Amazon S3. So customers of all industries, they can use this Amazon S3 in order to store and to protect their data. And the data, it can be found in a websites, mobile applications, backup and restore. So this, if you want to protect the data, then Amazon S3 is a best option, as that you can store your data. And also Amazon S3 will provide a management features so that you can organize the data and you can access your data. So that is Amazon S3 definition. And coming to the features of Amazon S3. So what are the features we have? First is storage classes. Storage classes, Amazon S3 will offer a range of storage classes that will be designed for different use cases. So we are having a use cases in the storage classes, and like that in this we are also having S3 Glacier instant retrieval, S3 Glacier flexible retrieval, S3 Glacier deep archive. So these are the some Glacier, there are some S3 storage classes, so that can be available for the use case. And you can also store the data with changing, like if you want to update the data, you can update it. So like that. So that is nothing but storage classes. And coming to the second one, that is storage management. Storage management is nothing but, in this you are going to manage your cost, or else you are reducing the latency, and also you are saving the multiple distinct copies of your data for compliance requirements. So that is storage management. In this storage management, we are having a S3 lifecycle and also S3 object look, so S3 replication, S3 batch operations. So these are the things were found in the storage management. Coming to the access management. Access management is nothing but what? You're managing your access to your buckets and also objects. In the Amazon S3, we are having a buckets as well as objects. These two terms are mainly discussed in this Amazon S3. But in the access management, we are just managing this buckets and objects. And by default, S3 buckets and objects of them are private. It means what here? The whatever access manage, you can access in a private also. So that is access management. Coming to the in this access management, we are also having a security. The security which is provided, like when you are going to access your buckets and objects. Coming to the data processing. Data processing is nothing but what? In the data processing, you are going to transform the data, and you also trigger the workflows to automate the variety of processing activities. So based on the data, you're going to process. Like in this data processing, we are having an event notifications. What does it mean? Event notifications are nothing but in this you're going the trigger workflows. So it uses some Amazon SNS and Amazon SQS. So this comes under data processing of event notification. Okay. So these are the some things where like features of Amazon S3. One is of storage classes, which is for use case, and storage management, access management, security, and data processing. Coming to the working of Amazon S3. So how does it work? So in this working of Amazon S3, firstly we are having you have to store the data as a objects within the bucket. It means you have to store the data, like uh, an object is a file, and also bucket is a container for the objects, and you have to create the bucket, you have to specify the bucket name and also AWS region. So S3 provides a features like you can configure to support your specific use case, and also you can use S3 versioning. So this is about working of Amazon S3. Like buckets and objects in them are private, so that can be accessed uh, if only if you explicitly grant access permissions. So buckets and objects are always in a private. So working of Amazon S3 is nothing but it is going to store the data in the form of objects that is in the buckets. Okay, in this for the bucket we are having a bucket name, and also you are creating a bucket and there will be a AWS region. So this is a working of S3, Amazon S3. Coming to the components. So what are the components we are having? First is bucket. What does it mean? The bucket is nothing but what? The bucket is nothing but it is a container where objects will be stored here. Okay, so for every object is contained in a bucket. So without object the bucket cannot be exist. So only if the bucket is there then object going to exist. So firstly the bucket is nothing but what? It is container for the objects. Like you can store any number of objects in the buckets, and that can have up to 100 buckets in your account. Okay, and in this when you create your bucket you have to enter your bucket name. So like after creation you have to enter the bucket name, and also you have to choose the AWS where the bucket will reside. So you cannot change the name of the bucket. Firstly when you have assigned the name to a name to a bucket, you cannot change it. So that is about buckets. And also in this you have to organize the Amazon S3 namespace, and you have to identify the account, and you have to provide the access control options like bucket policies we are having. Coming to the objects. Objects are nothing but what? Where they are stored in a buckets. Already we know. It contains some metadata. So what is metadata? Metadata it contains names, value pairs. So like that. It will describe the objects. Okay. So in by the include some default metadata, like the data can be modified. So that is objects. Objects contains a metadata, and that metadata can be in the set of names and name pairs. Coming to the keys. Keys are nothing but what? Like it is a unique identifier for an object within a bucket. So keys. So every object will have a key. Keys are unique. Keys are having a unique identification. Okay. Coming to the S3 versioning. So what is S3 versioning here? In order to like you can keep a multiple variants of objects in the same bucket. Like there are different types of objects are there, not it does not belongs to same category, but also you can keep in the same bucket. So that is S3 versioning. And also you can retrieve that, and you can restore every object which is stored in your buckets. Coming to the version ID. Version ID is nothing but when you enable like S3 versioning in a bucket, Amazon S3 will generate a unique version ID for each object which is added to the bucket. So it is opposite, like it is not similar to the keys. Keys are nothing but what? Unique identification of the objects. Coming to the version ID, the version ID is nothing but it will be unique for each and every objects. Okay. Coming to the bucket policy. Bucket policy is nothing but in this, it is a resource-based AWS identity and also access management policy that you can use to grant access permissions to your bucket and also objects in it. So that is bucket policy. Coming to the S3 access points. S3 access points are named like, uh, how the data can be accessed, like that. Coming to the ACLS. So ACLS stands for Access Control List. So here also we are going to control, like grant permissions and also to the authorized users for individual buckets and objects. Coming to the regions. Regions are nothing but what here? You can choose the geographical AWS region like with Amazon S3 that will store a buckets that you can create. Okay, so next is data consistency model. Data consistency model is nothing but the consistency is very important, as this it helps to access the data, and you can store the data, and there will be a strong read after write consistency for request objects in the bucket. So that is data consistency model. And whenever it is going to update, the consistency is also maintained. So that is data consistency model. So these are the various components which are included in the Amazon S3. Coming to the advantages of Amazon S3. So these are the various advantages which are included. First is, storing your data in a buckets, and then you have to create your buckets and grant permissions, standard interfaces, security. So these are the various advantages of Amazon S3. In this video, we discussed about definition of Amazon S3. S3 stands for Simple Storage Service, and we also defined about features of Amazon S3 and working of Amazon S3 and Amazon S3 components and advantages of Amazon S3. So thank you for watching my video, and we'll meet in the next video with a different topic. Bye.